Hey, this is Myron Rumsey with the blog of OA, and we are here at the Baltimore Comic-Con, and I'm joined by Green Lantern writer Robert Venditti. Robert, how's the show been so far?
It's been great. I come to Baltimore. This is probably my 5th or 6th time being here. I always have a great time at this show.
So really excited in the December solicitations to see that Sonar is coming back to the Green Lantern book. Can you talk a little bit about Sonar and what you're doing with him?
It's a reimagining of the character. I mean, it's going to be consistent to who he was historically, but it's going to be sort of a modernization, a fresh take on it. It's something I'm really excited about. I've been wanting to work with Sonar for a really long time. Certain circumstances in the book with Hal being in space so much, he hasn't been on Earth as much. You know, it was not the right time to do the story. But we have a big arc coming up where we're going to focus on him and Sonar and another surprising villain that will be kind of seated in the background of that. That will be a pretty big reveal when it happens.
That's awesome. Now, you're in Baltimore courtesy of Valiant Comics. You've been writing X-O Manowar. So can you talk a little bit about what's going on in X-O Manowar and the upcoming event, Book of Death?
Yeah, X-O Manowar, let's see, issue 40 just came out, so I've done 41 of them. So it's my first ongoing series I ever worked on, and here I am almost 4 years later. So I feel real lucky to be able to do that. But we're doing an arc right now called Exodus, which is a story where Eric is sort of the global superhero by nature. He's like the Valiant's cosmic sort of global superhero. So he looks over all of Earth, and there's a culture called the Vine, which is a culture of aliens, which is who Eric got his sentient armor from, and he's sort of their leader as well. Their home world has been destroyed, and they come to Earth thinking that because Eric is their leader, they can live here. And they don't come and invade, they come very peacefully, but our reaction is to be defensive, and sort of a conflict breaks out. And Eric, who's a character that historically is always the first into action and the first to fight, now finds himself playing the role of peacekeeper. So it's a new conflict for him.
Kind of a twist on his role.
Exactly.
It sounds similar to Hal's role of going from being the guy who throws punches first to trying to negotiate with people.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting he is a very spontaneous character. Him and Ark are very different in a lot of ways, but Hal does have that sort of spontaneity about him, which is one of the things that I really admire about the character. You know, I wish that was a quality that I had in myself more, that I could be more spontaneous. So I love tapping into that aspect of him, and how he wrestles with that and how he struggles with that. And as a test pilot, that's something that is ingrained in his nature, and that it's one of his survival skills, honestly, his spontaneity. And so sort of putting him in situations where being spontaneous doesn't always work out so well, and he has to kind of figure his way out of things, you know.
So there's a lot of big stuff going on with Valiant. I hear there's another big event after the Book of Death. Can you talk a little bit about it?
Yeah, it's actually Book of Death is the event that's going on right now, and then coming out of that, we're going to launch a series called Wrath of the Eternal Warrior that I'll be writing. The Eternal Warrior is an immortal character. There's a line of mystics in the Valiant continuity called the Geomancers. They're sort of speakers for the Earth. Eternal Warrior's mission is to watch over them and also to sort of guide humanity. And so he's been around 5,000 years doing this. It's really going to be a story about what he has to sacrifice and what the cost of his immortality is. I think a lot of people think, yeah, living forever would be great, you know, all the good things that can happen. But if you think about your life and how many regrets you have or how many regrets I have, like imagine having 5,000 years of those regrets and how that would weigh on you. And so it's going to hopefully be a new take at immortality and show some people some things they haven't seen before.
That sounds great. I'm really looking forward to it. As always, thank you. Great to talk to you, Robert.
You too. Thank you, Myron.
Thanks so much for watching this Green Lantern video from the blog of OA. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can find even more great Green Lantern videos, reviews, podcasts, and more at our main website, www.blogofoa.com. So until next time, keep your power ring charged to make every day your brightest day.